Hello.
How is
Hello.
everybody? How are you?
How are you? How are you or how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good today.
Very good. Well, hello, everybody. Me and my Bombay Sapphire are joining you live today with Mr. Manwaring and his
Yeah,
whatever he's got going on there.
yeah, I've got a beer.
He's got a beer. And today is Thirsty Thursday, which is
Yeah,
also the time for our podcast on Thirsty Thursday.
best time for it.
That's right. And let's see. What is today's date? This is going live on the 13th of January. Oh, man. Friday the 13th. No,
Wow.
it's Thursday.
Yeah,
I just said that. I
almost.
said it was Thursday. All right. Not making any sense or dollars. So.
It's Thursday the 13th if you're watching us live and don't know the date. Um,
That's exactly right. It might be Friday the 14th somewhere else, wherever you are. And if you're watching at another time, thank you for watching. Glad that you're here. And I'm Nimer, and this is Kirt, and we already introduced ourselves, and
yeah.
we've introduced ourselves 1,000 times now. So go back and watch our other videos to find out what our names are if you forget what our names
If you don't know. Yeah.
We're hoping to get somebody else in here next week. Maybe we'll have a mystery guest. We'll see. Someone might be having a
Absolutely.
birthday next week. Uh, we'll see if we can get a mystery guest to pop in. And yeah, let's see. Thomas, he claimed his prize last week. So if you were
Nice.
waiting to see if he didn't claim his prize, well, too bad for you. He did. So we won't be picking any more names for a while.
Thomas has
But
gotten lucky with us.
well, it kind of helped that there were only 5 people that entered.
Yeah,
So
that's still pretty. Yeah. Nice one.
I would say pay
Congratulations,
attention
Thomas.
to our chats, to our streams, and interact with us, chat with us, tweet us, snack chat us, Facebook us, whatever. And the more that you interact with us, and of course, the more likely you will be to hear about the next giveaway, and the more likely that you are to win the next giveaway. So there we go.
Yeah.
Gene says, hello, everyone. Hello to you, Gene. I'm glad that you're here.
Hi, Gene.
And, yeah. All right, well, let's see. Today we've got a nice, fun little show. Kurt's going to get kicked out again today. Well, maybe not. Let's not jinx it.
Hopefully not. This stream might need to get me up my bandwidth here. We'll see.
He's going to talk a bit more about virtual machines and Amazon Cloud services, web services, and using Windows on a Chromebook. Wow.
Yeah.
That'll be pretty cool. And he'll finish that up. The first time around was 2 weeks ago, so go back to that one if you missed that one. We got started with it, and then Kirt went
Yeah,
somewhere and disappeared.
So what happened there was I got kicked off the stream and had, of course, just turned all the notifications off on my phone. And I was just going along with the virtual machine demo, installing things. I get a call about 10 minutes later from Nimmer. My phone notifies me. I'm like, uh-oh. So that's what happened there. But
Yeah,
we'll continue that here.
we'll continue that, and then I went down the route of the smart locks. So if you want, you can come and unlock my door through the web now. So you can get into my house if you can hack my lock, because my lock is Wi-Fi connected now. But I will tell you all about the smart lock, why I decided to get a smart lock, whether I'm even going to keep my smart lock. And I will tell you all about smart locks in general, some of the research that I found out about, did, what the install was like, how accessible or inaccessible it was, whether I recommend it, etc. And so I'll be talking about smart lock as well. And of course, before we get to any of that babble, we've
We
got our
have
news section.
news, right?
So, yep, let's go to the news. And the first article we've got here. Uh-oh. I need to mute my YouTube stream, so... Okay, there we go.
I love how that happens, yeah.
Legacy Google Voice features. So, a while ago, I don't know, when was it? A year ago, at least 2 years ago, Google came out with a new voice, basically updated it after a long time of not doing much with it, and came out with a bunch of new features to it, and just a new interface to it, whatever. And so now that new interface is going to become the default, and the old interface is going to be the outer face. I mean, it's going kish, it's going away. And so, point is, you're going to lose out some features. So we got an article in there talking about the features that you're going to lose if you were used to using that old interface, and if you still use that interface. At this point, if you go to voice.google.com, you'll be with the new one unless you choose to go back to the legacy one, which you won't be able to do. So, yeah. If you
Do you
were
think
going
most
to do
people
that,
use the legacy Nimer? Or like, because I've
there were a
mostly
couple
heard
of
of the new one.
Yeah, there were a couple of features like scheduling Do Not Disturb that's no longer going to be around, and something about being able to like choose how things were forwarded, how your number was forwarded or whatever. So there'll be a couple of features that maybe some people might want or did use that are not there. But anyway, take a look at the article in the show notes in the chat, and we'll tell you all about the legacy features that are going away. For the most part, though, you're going to be fine. It's going to be the same Google Voice. You will have to connect your number to it. So if in the past you were just using it for like a voicemail or whatever without having a number connected to it, you'll have to connect the number to it. So for your forwarding number or whatever. Yeah, let's see. Next, we've got a new cane replacement.
From CES.
Is it called strap?
No, it is called... It's supposed to be a collar that you would wear.
A collar.
That's kind of the idea.
So instead of walking with a dog, I've turned into the dog now. This is great. This is good. Okay, collar. All right. Tell us all about this collar.
It's supposed to have 3D cameras on it, similar to what Strap was offering. And yeah,
wow, 3D cameras.
They're calling it an AI pilot, which I definitely have mixed feelings about. Or AI co-pilot, sorry.
A co-pilot.
That's a little better than pilot.
Will it, like, zap you and tell you, like, yank you in a direction or something like, hey, go left, right, well, zap, 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 you're not going the right way?
So to my understanding from reading this, it's supposed to be like 3D sound. And
I kind of thought it was like one of those electric dog collars or something.
No. So I think it's just pretty similar to Strap, but just like a slightly like kind of a different form factor, kind of what I got from reading this. So I don't know. I think there's a better way to use this technology than to say, like in my mind, it's developers not really understanding like how, like I don't think it's a good idea to market a cane replacement right away to the blind community. You know, it's got to be marketed as something else, like a, augmentation, or like a, do this with your dog or your cane, and then I think more people would get into it initially, and it would, I don't know. But it's promising technology.
CES is full of a lot of tech that never sees the light of day. So I just want something to get released at this point. I don't want any more talk. I want something to happen. Strap is kind of continuing to piss me off because they keep pushing back their timelines and they keep saying the same garbage about
Yeah.
certifications, this and that and the other thing, and it's like every time they keep pushing it back and back and back and back, and we're already like a year since they told us we were going to get a demo of it to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm not very pleased with that team. They've certainly lost any respect I ever had for them. In fact, I will probably be emailing to cancel that pre-order because I think they're just hanging on to people's money and collecting interest on it. I'd like to be proven wrong, but so far that's just the case.
Yeah, I'm willing to give it another couple months, but I'm headed that way.
You know, and all these a lot of these tech stuff, you know, they kind of get
Yeah.
announced and they get released, or they get announced and then nothing happens. And I think you're right. The developers don't really understand the need, but honestly, blind people themselves don't even think there is a need. I think a lot of blind people are very fine. They're happy using a cane. The cane is their symbol of independence, and for some, the dog. You know, that's their symbol of independence. We don't really, as a community, we haven't even agreed that there even is a need. You know,
Yeah.
so some of us would say there is, but I don't even think we don't even have consensus amongst ourselves,
No.
and so therefore we can't even tell developers this is what we actually need because we can't even begin to agree on what that is.
And I think that's why it would help if they market it as like get some extra information about your environment, or like I think they lose a lot of people just right from the start when they say, you know, like get a cane replacement, where yeah, I'm maybe interested to see where that tech goes, but it's like I don't expect to be getting rid of a cane anytime soon, and nor, you know, a cane's like a perfectly usable tool to me. I go where I want to go with it, but it's like
See, I'm the
I think
opposite.
they
I'd love to throw away my cane, and with all the self-driving tech out there, I do expect 100% expect that there's a cane replacement. I think a cane is a very antiquated tool. It's like a branch. My own personal opinion, and I know, you know, it's not a great example of that. It's not really a branch. It's not really a, you know, obviously it's not a
yeah.
wooden tool, the thing that you just that's hanging up on a tree. It's not that at all. It's not a limb. It does more than what I'm saying it is. I'm kind of conflating it to be something that it isn't. But like the tech hasn't really changed in a long time, and that's
Right.
not necessarily a reason for it to change, except that one of the biggest limitations that canes have is and the blind people in general have is this lack of information, a lack of awareness. And so
Yeah.
when you step off a train platform, for example, you know, when you get to the train station and you get off the train, where is the escalators? Where is the stairs? Where is the exit? Where is the ticketing machine? Where is whatever? And
Sure.
you can walk around until you find it. You can follow other people. You can get sighted assistance. You can do all these things, but none of those things are what I would call ideal. And
Sure, they're right. Um
And
no,
so
I
cane
see
doesn't
I
do those things. And neither does a dog. A dog gets a little closer because you can train dogs to find stairs. You can train dogs to find things. So maybe a dog gets a little closer, but even then, you know, there's a lot of inconveniences, frankly, to owning a dog. So,
sure.
and you know, I think there's a huge need for the tech. We've talked about it in the past. I'm just babbling
Yeah.
at this point because that's what I do when I start drinking. But you know, I think
No, but I think it's interesting to talk about, and I actually, yeah, I think when the tech is mature, I'm like I'd love to have an extra hand free and be able to walk around like more efficiently than I do with a cane. You know, and
yeah,
I think a cane is a tool I like, and I think it's okay to think both of those things. Like, you
it
know,
certainly is. I'm just not a person that likes canes. I hate canes, and I don't even like dogs. I hate dogs too. By the way, I have a dog, and I have plenty of canes.
yeah,
Uh, and I'm very, very, very fond of my dog. I love my dog, and I also like. I'm very confident and comfortable in the use of canes, but I don't like either one for navigation.
yeah, sure.
And we have you know, we have We have cars that zoom down the highway and drive themselves. We have planes that can take off and land themselves. And what we're doing is saying, oh, here let's attach something that vibrates to a cane, or let's create a robot dog. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And so this collar thing, yeah, if it comes to being, if it happens, like strap, if it happens, is it going to be perfect when it comes out? I doubt it. But man, it's certainly better than anything else that we have. It's a new innovation, and I'd like to see that innovation.
Yeah. Well, you can read more about that in the show notes if you're curious to delve more deeply into this one here.
Yeah. This third one is what I've actually talked about even with Kirt before this article was written.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Verizon and T-Mobile, they're, of course, doing this whole 5G thing. And by the way, 5G does not give you coronavirus. So if you are one of those people that think that, you're full of shit.
Yeah, if anyone was
also
wondering.
does not... it also does not crash airplanes. So again, if you think that, you're full of shit. Frankly, it doesn't do any of those things. But what they are doing is rolling out 5G, and what they're hoping to do with 5G is they're rolling out some new spectrum, and what they're hoping to do with it is make more money. And the way they make more money is by adding more capacity and doing more things with the network that you couldn't do before because there wasn't as much capacity on the network. That's why sometimes you try to do things in a stadium or at a shopping mall or something else, and you have, even though you might have bars, your service is very slow or non-existent. But 5G is going to address that by adding a bunch of extra spectrum that will, in the beginning, mean that you end up getting gigabits per second down when you run speed tests, but it's more than that. It's all the extra capacity. The more people on the network, the better their experience will be.
Yeah.
And so what they're looking to do is add home internet on top of that. So now instead of just selling you, your cell phone service, you can get your internet service through your mobile provider, and they're going to use the same spectrum. And the problem with that, and this article talks about it, is the more people are using data, your home internet takes up a lot of data. A lot of people use a lot of data. They're downloading things and streaming and watching this and playing games and doing what we're doing and all this thing. Stuff takes a bunch of data. So the more people that are doing that, the more demand it's going to place on the network. And so what this article is saying is that the networks, T-Mobile, Verizon, they're probably going to struggle under all that extra load. And I think they have a point, especially in the beginning. Right now, like Verizon bought all this extra spectrum, but they can't even use most of it for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
They have a little bit to use in some locations starting next week. The FAA delayed them because they were talking about how this thing might start bringing planes down. I don't know, interfering with altimeters.
Yeah, weird fight. Weird
anyway,
bureaucratic thing.
They've decided to let this go through now. So next week we will be seeing a launch of this, they call it C-band, just more spectrum. So the point is, if you're using Verizon and eventually AT&T, your speeds will get a lot faster, just like the T-Mobile speeds now are faster. But the problem is when you start using home internet on that network, it's going to go back down to shit. Which I think is going to be a problem for the next probably 2 years. And then once Verizon gets all their extra spectrum and T-Mobile maybe puts in some more backhaul and densifies, so AT&T densifies, that probably won't be as much of an issue. By the way, AT&T is not really doing this as much. They're using their own fiber, which is, I think, a lot better strategy. But I don't work in the mobile space, so I know nothing about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to think that if it goes up, like if more and more people get the home internet and like they start having a bad experience too, like You know, like I wonder if that'll equal out at some point, or if like do you think it'll like get better gradually over the next few years, or is it gonna like be really bad and then get better a lot quick?
I suspect what's going to happen is right now Verizon built it out really quickly, so they have this C band. They built it out in their top 46 out of 50 markets, which that's where they're able to deploy it. There's some big ones left out, like Denver, but anyway, in the top 46 out of the 50, they've built it up. But for the next 6 months, they have to turn the power levels down. Around airports, some airports they're not going to have it on at all, and they're only getting an extra 60 megahertz of the spectrum, which that's a good amount. Don't get me wrong, but as soon as you start throwing a lot of extra traffic, that's going to bog down.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about the markets that can't use that spectrum right now. I'm more concerned about the areas that are not in the top 46. Because they're already bogged down. Verizon is already incredibly slow in a lot of places and getting slower because they don't have as much spectrum as the other carriers. They do have millimeter wave, which is great, and that's helping, but that doesn't go very far. They also have some unlicensed spectrum they can use, but again, that doesn't go very far. And they're not building that out as aggressively anyway. So I think there's going to be problems. Now, in 2 years, once they're able to make use of all their spectrum, between now and then, they will have built up those other areas. And then once they can make use of more spectrum, they'll just put that on the air, and their network is going to start flying. But because they have close to 200 megahertz in some places of just the C-band. And plus, turning off the 5G is going to help. So that will be good. Or no, the 3G, sorry. Turning off the 3G, because Gene here says, have you heard that they're turning off 3G? Yes, the carriers are shutting it down. This year into next year, they're definitely shutting it down, and they're going to take that spectrum and reuse it for the 5G. They don't even have that much spectrum allocated to it right now anyway, so it's not going to be a big thing, but it'll be a big thing if you have a really old phone or if you have a security system or something that uses 3G. So, I guess too bad for you.
Yeah. Well,
let's see. Oh yeah, so with Apple, Apple's now they're supporting security updates on iOS 14, so less people are updating to 15.
Right.
Are they
like
trying
surprise.
to do what Android's doing? Become more
I don't know. I mean, the thing.
Pretty soon you can get iPhones with iOS 13 or something. I don't know, but maybe it's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people who don't want to buy new phones, and if you can stretch it out another year or two, like, you'll probably keep them as a customer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I guess, I don't know. People aren't updating to iOS 15. I'm not sure why, but anyway, at least iOS 14 still gets security updates.
So yeah, I mean, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of like, it also just makes perfect sense to me that, like, once... That's part of why Android is fragmented, is because we have older, like they had to do this. They had to know that would happen.
Yeah, that's about right. Okay, well, if you're watching this, please hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. We definitely appreciate it. And share it out with your friends. Tweet it. Snack chap it. And, of course, if you have any feedback, feel free to throw that in the chat, leave a comment, email us.
Yeah, absolutely. Leave comments.
Tweet, anything you'd like. So, let's see. What did you say here, Gene? They say if you have an older phone, you may have to upgrade, but what if you don't want to upgrade? How would that be? Well, if you still have an older phone that's running 3G, by the way, that would have to be a phone that's about 10 years old now. But if you have a phone that's
Yeah,
running maybe 8 years old, 10 years old, but if you have a phone that old and it's still running, I'm so sorry for you. You have no choice, but you're going to have to upgrade. And I'm not sure why you'd want to hold on to a phone that's that old anyway. Like,
that's like the iPhone 4S right now.
yeah, it would be a phone from a long time ago.
Maybe even earlier than that, huh?
No, I think it's probably the 4S, maybe the 5 even, 4S, 5, somewhere on there. But anyway, I think it's time that you upgrade. You're not getting, it's not just the 3G you're missing out on. You're not getting new features, not getting security patches, which leaves you open for attack and vulnerability. You're not getting, your battery's probably gone to hell. I don't know. I think it's time to upgrade. Sorry. I don't really have, I think in tech, you can support things for so long, but after a while,
Yeah.
you kind of have to upgrade. And I think the carriers are making it pretty easy because a lot of cases are offering, you can get a cheapo phone, cheapo free phone.
Yeah.
So, they'll give you one, or you can, finance one or whatever. Yeah. And I
And you don't have to
understand
get the newest, most expensive one either. Like, you can get something
no.
that's like a year or two old and is a lot cheaper
Yes.
than the newest thing. And, like,
And they tend to be offering some free phones anyway. Like here's this Galaxy M11 or I don't know some.
one of my friends got an iPhone 13 mini from their carrier.
Yeah, see, there you go.
So,
You could do a lot worse than that for sure. Older people like your parents keep phones until they quit. They just don't care if 3G is going or security updates, etc., etc. Well, if they don't care about 3G, then they just won't be able to make phone calls because they're going to get kicked off the network. You literally won't be able to do anything with the phone, not just data. You won't be able to make phone calls. All the phone calls these days are going over the internet. They're going over LTE or 5G. Pretty soon they'll be going over 5G. So if they don't care about 3G, I think they'd better wake up and start caring because they're going to not be able to make phone calls.
they'll be caring a lot in a few months. Like,
Yeah, and AT&T, that's coming up right now. Like, that's February. They're shutting it off. The other carriers, that's not going to be shut off quite so soon, although they're not activating any new phones already and stuff. But yeah, AT&T, their network's shutting down February of this year. So, and I feel
T-Mobile's
that.
March.
I feel like some people don't want to upgrade; they want to hold on to their phones for a long time, and I get that, but I'm just saying there's just no choice right now. You have to update.
yeah.
Don't have a choice. Suppose you could keep the phone around if it connects to Wi-Fi, use it on Wi-Fi, but yeah.
I'm kind of impressed at anyone who's managed to keep a phone working that long. Like at some point, the battery's just gonna not
I mean, you can
hold
keep
a charge.
replacing a battery or something. I don't know, but yeah, Gene says you can get a Samsung A01 or something. Yeah, you can get budget phones.
Yeah.
Gene has a iPhone 12 mini. Yeah, that's a good phone. And you will definitely be more than fine with that phone. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
3G are for very old phones. So some of the older flip phones, the very first iPhones, the very first smartphones in general, the first Samsungs, Notes, whatever. Nexi. What do you call them? Multiple Nexuses? I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Boost Mobile and T-Mobile are fighting over the 3G shutdown. Well, they can keep fighting all they want, but the shutdown's happening.
Yeah. I mean, it was going to be happening in January, and they got it delayed, but like...
Boost Mobile is now owned by Dish, and Dish is a provider that is just... has a bunch of spectrum they're holding on to, has done this for like years and years and years, is now pretending like they're going to build a wireless network, and maybe they will. I'm not sure. I guess they kind of already have started. I'm not sure what.
They're doing it really slow, though.
Yeah, and I don't think it'll be national or anything like that. But anyway, they were trying to get T-Mobile to let their customers hang on and mooch off their network for longer, and some of their customers were 3G, and Dish wasn't really giving their customers any deals or reaching out to them to try to get them upgraded or anything like that. So T-Mobile gave them a little bit of an extension, but after that, they're just going to cut it off. And so Dish got mad and threw a fit and then went over to AT&T. But guess what AT&T's doing? They're they're getting rid of 3G even faster. So
Yeah.
if you have Boost now, you can get a SIM card either on AT&T or on T-Mobile. Your father has an iPhone 7 on Verizon Pre. I think the iPhone 7 is LTE, so you should be okay with the iPhone 7. Pretty positive that's LTE.
Yeah, that'll be
Don't know
probably
if it
good
has
for another.
voice over calling, though. Voice over LTE, which would be the only reason that phone might have an issue, but I'm pretty sure it still does have voice over LTE. But that would be a thing, because they have to also support voice over LTE. So,
Yeah.
anyway, I guess we
Yeah,
can
that'll
move
probably
on.
be good for. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
All right, I don't know. Should I talk about babble about locks, and you can still sleep, and then after I babble about locks, then you can babble
still
about.
sleep.
Well, yeah, maybe you're
Yeah.
asleep. I don't know. Then I can wake you up, and you can talk about.
Yeah, go for it, and then I'll get logged into
What are you
the.
talking about again? Virtual machines.
Yeah.
Okay, smart locks. I started looking into these things because one of the things that I tend to do is I tend to just walk out of my house, and I don't even think about it. I just, go for a walk or whatever, and I come back and I realize my door is like wide open. So I want a way to have my door automatically lock, and then I can just get into it without having a key. Because another problem I have is I'm always losing things. Losing my keys, I lose my wallet. I lose everything. So what I wanted is some way to be able to get into my door, and ideally a few ways to get into my house. So I started looking at smart locks. Of course, I'm also paranoid about attaching a lock to the internet, so part of me was like, I'm still kind of on that fence of, do I really want to do this? I'm not sure if I really want to do this. This seems silly to me. Anyway, I ended up pulling the plug, so I said, okay, let's start looking at some different models, different things. And there's a few different questions that you have to answer. Number one, you have to answer the question of, what kind of a lock do you want? And what I mean is, a lot of these smart locks, some of them are for the doorknobs, but most of them are for your deadbolt, and they will either replace the entire deadbolt, inside and out, or they will replace just simply the inside part of the deadbolt and leaving your key intact on the outside of the deadbolt. The second one is better for apartments because you're not having to make any physical alteration to the lock on the outside, so your apartment building manager, people, whatever, can still get in using the same key, which is helpful. And either way, you should probably ask them to make sure that they're fine with it, but it's not much of an alteration to the door. They should be okay with it. You're just swapping out the inside part of the deadbolt with whatever the smart lock feature. The next question that you want to ask yourself is, do you want this thing to be connected to the internet, or do you want it to simply be using Bluetooth? And in my personal opinion, the Bluetooth ones are pointless, and you shouldn't consider them. Now, a lot of the times the Bluetooth ones have this dongle, this thing that you can buy that will allow you to hook it up to Wi-Fi if you change your mind later, but those things cost $50 or $60. So if you're going to pay that cost, then you might as well just try to get a Wi-Fi lock. The reason that I think the Bluetooth ones are almost worthless is because one of the benefits to a smart lock is, let's say you're out and about, you're on vacation, you're whatever, and you want to provide access to somebody else to come into your home, a friend, somebody to bring in your mail, whatever. If you don't have the thing connected to Wi-Fi, that's certainly not doable. You can't do that. Bluetooth also has its own set of security issues and that kind of thing, so I don't know. I think, for me at least, I discounted the Bluetooth ones, but I can see why some people might want to go with that, so it's up to you if you want to have a Bluetooth one or just simply go with the Wi-Fi one. Having answered those two questions, you have a next question, and that is, okay, what do you want to use to get into your lock? Do you want to use your fingerprint? Do you want to use a keypad? Do you want to use a touchscreen pad? Do you want to use a physical keypad? Do you want to use, what method of entrance do you want for your lock? Couple of things to, I guess, consider is if you get something that has a pad, is it a touch screen? And if it does have a touch screen, is that touch screen accessible? And if not, then are you willing to deal with the inaccessibility of the touch screen even though you can unlock it with your phone, for example? This is the case for, I think I was looking at the Nest X Yale lock. The Nest X is touch screen lock. You can open it and lock it and everything like that. You can do that with your phone. That's not an issue, but if you ever needed that pad, let's say you forgot your phone inside or whatever, then you're kind of stuck. So for me, that wasn't really an option. I wanted something with a physical pad. And having gone through all the different options and selected I wanted something with it only replace the inside part of the lock, not both, because I live in an apartment, and even though they would probably allow me to change the locks, they're pretty good with that here. I just decided to leave the key alone. That way it provides yet another entrance method. If I need to use the key, I can use the key if the lock ever runs out of batteries or dies or whatever. And I wanted the lock with the thing on the inside and just a regular key on the outside. I wanted something with Wi-Fi because I want to be able to, if I need to give access, I want to check and see if I locked my door when I walked away from my house or whatever. I can easily do that. Kurt's getting some water or something over there.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hi, I thought I had muted myself. Sorry about that.
That's all right then. No, that's fine. And then I wanted I wanted Wi-Fi and trying to think what else. And I wanted the physical pad. So that kind of narrowed down my options pretty considerably, and I stumbled into this August Wi-Fi smart lock. I don't know why they didn't call it May, June, July, January. It's called August. And this thing connects to Wi-Fi. It has the little lock on the inside and the key on the outside. Connects to Wi-Fi. It uses pretty standard batteries, so you can easily get batteries for the thing and replace those. The one downside to Wi-Fi is the batteries don't last as long as something like a Bluetooth lock, but that's a little bit of a trade-off. And gave me the option to either buy a pad separately or just buy the one that came with the pad included. And so that was good. So I got this thing. And for that whole package, the August lock, all that, I think it's about $200, somewhere around there. All right, before I keep babbling on, let me look and see if there's any comments, and then I'll tell you about the setup. Nope, no comments. Okay, all right.
I'm here.
Yep. So let's see. So I got this lock, and I go to unbox it, and the first thing that you got to do is, of course, take the old, what do you call the inside of the deadbolt? Take that old thumb turner or whatever it's called. Take that off. Usually take that off. There's two really long screws that are attached to it, so you just get a screwdriver and unscrew those, and the lock pops off. And the inside of the box of the smart lock will come with all the stuff that you need, any screws or anything that you possibly need. And so it'll come with this piece that kind of fits where the old little thing was, with the hole in the middle, where the old thing that was screwed in, the old little plate that was screwed in. So you just screw the new one in, the new plate, but it has a hole in the middle because you need to be able to access the rest of the components for the smart lock itself. Then there's there's a bunch of adapters that come in the thing. There's probably like 3 or 4 different adapters, and they look like, I don't know, like squarish screw type things. And one end has this like squarish nubbed screw type thing. And the other end, those are different ends, depending on the adapter, depending on your lock, the one that would fit your deadbolt. And the way to know that, you could look at the chart. They have a chart in their manual or whatever. I just grabbed a couple, that I thought might fit, and just popped them in and see which one fit. So for me, at least, that was pretty easy. Just grab the adapters, so pop them in with the nubs facing outwards and the different shaped adapters. You try to grab the one that might fit your lock and pop that in. There's only like 3 or 4 of them, so worst case scenario, one doesn't fit, just grab another one, and it'll fit very easily. You don't need to screw it in or anything like that. It'll just fit very easily. And then finally, you have the lock. It's a round thing that kind of protrudes outwards, and it kind of fits over the adapter, and the inside of it connects to this little nubbed screw thing. There's only one way that it'll really fit, and it'll sit flush with the door, with the round part sticking out. And there's 2 little things on the side, little latches on the side, that kind of swing out and swing in. So just swing those out to put the lock in, and kind of fits right over the little adapter. I can't explain it any better than that, but it fits over the little thing that you already screwed in. There's only really one way it'll go, so if you muck about with it, it's not going one way, just turn it, it'll go the other way. And the way that it's supposed to be, there's a knob, there's a little knobby part on the top of the lock, the top of the round lock, and that's supposed to be facing upwards when the door's unlocked. So that is kind of how it goes on. So then, to set it up, you have to take out the battery. There's a little battery door that's kind of magnetically attached to the round part, the part that you used, the turner that you just replaced. The actual lock, there's a little magnetic thing. You just push on one of the corners, and the other corner pops up, and that's where the kind of like the battery door. So you want to do that because there's some tape on the inside that you want to remove the tape to activate the batteries. And that's it. That's all you need to do. So then you got your lock installed. Very easy install. I think it probably took me longer to babble on about how to install it than actually to install it. Very easy to install. And then you pull out the app. And it's just called August Home, something like that. So you open up the app, and the first time you use it, it'll guide you through setting up an account. It's very simple. Put in your name, put in your email, and I believe put in your phone number. And that's it. So you just do that, set up your name, your email, your phone number, boom, done. Once you've done that, then you get in, and there'll be an option to set up a bunch of different devices. So there'll be you can set up a smart lock, and plus any other thing that August sells. You pick the smart lock, and the phone will scan for it, and it'll find it. And once it finds it, then it'll automatically give it a name. Usually it'll say something like front door, but you can change it if you like. Anyway, you can just continue on with that, and then it'll ask you to calibrate it. So the calibration, it walks you right through. It'll say turn the lock one way, turn the lock the other way. So it'll say turn the lock so it's unlocked, and then that's it. And it'll say turn the lock so it's locked, and then that's it. And then it'll say, okay, you're calibrated, it's done, and it'll run a test, and then you're good. Then the lock is set up. There is a guide, there's a tutorial that in the app that I skipped it, but you can go through it. When you go to set up the lock, it'll walk you right through exactly everything that I just said. It'll have visual pictures, and the instructions are pretty okay. I don't know, I just kind of skipped through it, so I can't tell you how thorough the instructions are, but the tutorial was pretty accessible. So you can follow that, and it'll guide you through everything I just said. Once you set that up, then you can set up the keypad. And the keypad, so you just pull that out, open the battery door, take the tape out of the battery compartment to activate it, and then just go into the August app, open that up, and go to setup, go to the menu. There's a menu bar on the top left, and then go to set up a new device. Again, one of the options will be to set up a pin pad, and so it'll find it, and then the pin pad will connect to the lock, and that's it. You can also connect the lock to Wi-Fi, and that's also part of the setup process as well. And if you've connected any kind of like Google Home or Alexa or anything like that to Wi-Fi, it's similar to that. It'll ask for permission to use your phone's whatever location, I think, to find Wi-Fi networks, and then just find the Wi-Fi network, connect it. So there's that, and then once you have the pad and once you go through the setup of the pad, it'll ask you to type in a number that it gives you to test it, and then you'll know that it works. And you can take that pad and you can tape it up next to the door, or you can use some double-sided tape if you like, or you can screw it in. It does come with some screws. If you want to screw it into the frame or the door or whatever, you can do that. I just use some double-sided tape, and that was that. So then, with the August app, you can basically lock and unlock the door, and there's also settings for being able to control if it auto locks or unlocks. If it does auto lock or unlock, if you use that feature, you will also want to install, they come with door sensors in the box. I didn't install these. I don't care if the app knows if my door is open or closed, since it can't actually close the door for me. The door's not motorized, so since it can't close the door for me, I don't really care if the thing knows if my door is open or closed. But one of the downsides of that is, if you have it set to auto lock, even if your door is open, the doorknob, the deadbolt will extend and close and lock if it's set to auto lock. So you'll have to unlock it to close the door to lock it. So you can unlock it and lock it using the little round thing on the inside of the door, just like a regular deadbolt, or you can do it in the app. There's an unlock or lock button in the app. And you can also set it up with your Google Home. So you can say, is my door locked? Is my door unlocked? You can say, lock my door. And if you want to unlock your door, what you have to do is set up a PIN. So you have to say, unlock my door, and then you have to give it a PIN to do that. And otherwise that works. Let's see. You can also share codes with your friends. So if I wanted Kirt to have access to my home, I can share it within the app, share, give him a code, either for the pin pad or a link to download the app, and then it automatically will assign him a access to my door, and I can do that for an amount of time that I want, or permanently or whatever. The app itself was pretty accessible, although there were a few unlabeled buttons that were pretty easily labeled. They were pretty easy to figure out what they did. There was one button that was just unlabeled that I pressed it and it started locking my door. So I figured that was the lock unlock button, so I labeled it lock unlock. So it would be nice if they labeled some of their buttons, but I mean, for the most part, the menus, everything like that is pretty accessible. I would demo it, but I'm going through a headset mic, and so it would be pretty hard to hear. I don't have an interface or anything, but it's pretty accessible and it works pretty well. And so, like now, I can say, "Hey Google, is my door locked?"
The front door is locked.
Yep. So it'll say the front door is locked. Hey Google, unlock my door.
Can I have your pin?
Yes, you can.
Can you?
Looks like your pin is in format.
So it won't do it if the pin is wrong. But I can say, "Hey Google, unlock my door."
Can I have your pin? Okay. Requesting to unlock the front door.
Okay. So I gave it the pin. It unlocked, and it plays a little chime, and you can hear the motor.
Nice
And
covering
now it's
yourself
unlocked.
there.
Yep. And now in about 30 seconds, it'll lock itself again. So you can do that. Or I can also unlock it using the pad on the outside, and you can assign whatever code that you want to that. It'll come with one automatically for you, and it'll also come with one enabled for an emergency, but you can disable the emergency one and just have one active pin. Oh, there it goes. It locked again. So
Nice. Is there a way to schedule like specific times? Like, let's say you have a guest, and like you want the doors to be locked by like midnight or something, but you want it to be unlocked for them during a certain time of the day. Is there like, can you customize a kind of repeating routine like that, or do you just have to manually keep changing it each time?
no, you can't
Yeah.
schedule that. You might be able to IFTTT or something. However, what you can do is set them up with a schedule and share that out to them. So, so let's say I go to share and put in their phone number, it'll text them a link to the app. But also, I've set up a schedule, so when they download the app, it'll automatically open up to the key that I've given them to my house. And that key can be scheduled on a timer or whatever I want it to be. You have access to this time or that time or whatever, so then they can get in and out
Cool. Okay.
with their app. So the answer is you can't do what you're saying, but you can if you share the app with them, or if you give them specific code, like a text them a
Gotcha.
PIN code, and then you can give them a very specific one that only works at a certain time.
I see. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, how much was it? Is that okay to ask? Like, how much is the
It's
actual
okay to
lock?
ask, but I already mentioned it, so you can go back and listen to the video, Kurt.
Okay.
I'm kidding. It's about I want to say $200 with the entire the keypad, the pin pad, and the lock, which is pretty expensive for a lock, but this is a smart lock we're talking about. By the way, the pin
Yeah.
pad uses I think AAA batteries, and the lock itself uses, I think it's 2016 CR 2016s or something like that. Batteries are the little batteries.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Do we have any comments? Probably not. Yes, we do. When you said this, my Google in my room, it right now
Uh-oh.
answers. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess Kurt, I will shut up.
All right.
Keep drinking. Go back and you can do your. Don't disconnect this time. If you disconnect this time, I won't be able to get you back.
Yeah. Well, no, you will. You can call me, and my phone will go. It'll vibrate.
Oh, okay. Vroom vroom.
Yeah, miss that guy. Anyways, so last time I kind of went over what a virtual machine is, potential reasons why you might want to use one, and then did a few demos of logging into a cloud virtual machine I have on Amazon Web Services through my Chromebook. Now, we lost about half of that. But I figured I'd go back and just kind of show how the setup for these things works. And then I have another one set up that we can maybe look at and log into, but let's see. I'm going to share my screen here. Come on. I feel like they changed the screen share on this thing. Let's see here. That's what I want to do. Here we go. All right, sorry about that. Here's my screen share for
You're sharing your screen
you.
now. Sharing your screen audio.
I wanted to show how the Amazon
Volume slider 100%.
the management console works for setting up one of these things. And basically, what I can get for, how much does it cost as well?
Display name Kirt. Edit text. Workspaces management console.
So I have logged in here to my
Console home.
Workspaces
Visited. Link. Skip to main content.
management
Enter link.
console.
Services. Button. Has pop up. Workspaces. Heading 2.
And I could spend days showing you all the different, there are so many cloud services on here. Basically what you have to do is, I've just bookmarked Amazon Web Services console, which I found from a Google search. Right, that'll walk you through setting up and Amazon Cloud Services. And the reason you'd want to do that is to run one of these operating systems inside of another operating system. So I'll show you how to set up a Windows
Directories.
one here.
Visited. Link. Launch workspaces. Button. Press search plus space to
Go to
activate.
Launch Workspaces.
Workspaces management console. Console home. Visited. Skip to main content. And no next heading.
Let me slow this down a little.
Sticky mode enabled. Sticky mode disabled. Pitch 50%. Rate 63%. Rate 69%. Rate 48%. Rate 46%. Pitch 44%. Pitch 39%. Rate 44%. Pitch 33%.
Go. Come on.
Pitch 44%. Services. Button. Read only. Search. Search for services. Features.
All right, so I'm going to go
S.
down to the
No next
Launch
heading.
Workspaces
Notifications.
button.
Menu. Open regions menu. Button. Open account menu. Corp.amazonworkspaces.com D9267790. Create a new directory. Link. Asterisk Amazon Work Docs does not offer a native. Create a new directory. Corp.amazonworkspaces.com D9267790 DCB3.
Website here.
Button. Directory. Select a directory in which you want to launch Workspaces. The directory will contain both users and workspaces.
Here we go. So when I made my first one, it made a folder to put this workspace into, this virtual desktop inside. So I'm just going to use the one that I've already
Directory.
made.
Corp.amazonworkspaces.com. Create a new directory. Link. Asterisk Amazon Workdocs does not offer a native Linux client for Amazon Linux workspaces. See details.
Don't really
Here.
care about
Visited.
that.
Cancel. Button. Next step. Button.
So we're going to go to
Press search
next
plus space to
step,
activate.
and I'll do search space like it's saying.
Launch workspaces. List. With 0 items. Launch works. Step 2. Identify users. Link. List item. Step 3. Select
Alright,
button.
so
Step 5.
identify
Review.
users.
List. Edit text. Edit text. Email. Last name. Email.
And I found it's easier to go to the All Users button on this page.
Edit text.
But I'll just kind of show you. You can navigate by... If you're going to make a new user, this is how you would do it. You would put their email address in here.
Edit text. Edit text. Edit text. Email.
It's not labeled on Chromebooks very well because it'll say like...
Last name. First name. Username. Create new users and add them to
I'll just
directory.
go to the top.
Corp.amazonworkspaces.com. Username. First name. Last name. Email. Edit text. Edit text. Edit text. Edit text.
So you just kind of have to know, and even when you move around by edit boxes, it does that.
Remove. Link. Plus create additional users.
So
Button.
let's
Create users.
do-
Button. Search. Button. Press search plus show all users.
This show all
Search.
users button.
Show all users. Button. Press search plus space to activate. Row username. Name. Row 1 column 3. Name. No next checkbox. Email. Check. Row checkbox.
Now I
Not checked.
wish... This is a little buggy even on Windows screen readers for some reason. You can't navigate this by checkboxes. It would make it a lot easier. But I can go down
Sticky
to the
mode
table.
Sticky mode disabled. Row 1 column 1. Username. Row 1 column 2. Row 1 column 1.
And then use my table navigation commands.
Sticky mode enabled. No users have been selected. Row 2 column 1. No cell below. No cell right. Sticky mode disabled.
Wait,
No
that
cancel previous.
might have been-
Sticky mode enabled. Sticky mode disabled. Next step. Feedback. Button. Next previous. Cancel. No users. Email. Row name. Username. Row 1. No users have been selected. Add selected. Next page. Disabled. 1 to 7 of 7. Previous page. This first
here we
page.
go.
Manwaring.Kirt. Kirt Manwaring. Row 8 column 3. Corp.amazonworkspaces. Checkbox. Not checked. Row 8
Alright,
column
so I
1.
find this
Search
checkbox.
plus space to toggle.
This is a buggy website, right? Though normally it's easier to just move around that table.
Row 8 column 1.
Or it
Checkbox.
should be anyways.
Checked. Corp.amazonworkspaces.com. Checkbox. Checked.
Alright,
Row 8
so I
column
have
1.
that checkbox
Press search plus space to
checked.
toggle. Corp.amazon.
I will move down to the next step.
First page. Disabled. Previous page. Disabled. Next page. Disabled. Button. Add selected. Button.
And
Press
to
search
do
plus
that, I
space to
have
activate.
to do add selected.
One workspace, 20 users can be selected at a time. Cancel. Button. Previous. Button. Next step. Button. Press search plus space to activate.
Then you go to next step. And the first time that you make one of these, it'll guide you through, hey, you need to make a folder. Do you want a free one or do you want one of our paid ones? I'll go to the next step here.
Feedback. Button. Language. Button. Has read only. Search. Read only. Search. Services. Button. Has pop read up. Search. Alt cloud shell. Visited. Notifications. Button. Has pop up.
Now let's see.
Feedback. Button. Content info. Language. Button. Copyright 2022.
Navigating this site is
Length.
the only really
Cancel.
tricky
50. Edit text.
kind of
50.
annoying thing.
50. 80. Selected. 80.
Even when you tab around, it like
Here. Link. Row 2 column 1.
Amazon
Table.
doesn't
54.
label their things very well.
All protocols. Link.
But
Press search plus space to all languages. Link. Plus with Office 2019. All languages.
we
Link.
can definitely
Press
go
search plus space to activate. No previous heading. Power, stand, value, all, public, custom bundles, list item. All bundles, list item.
Alright,
Public
so-
bundles, list item, list end.
You can search through all of these different bundle types.
All hardware, link. All hardware, list item, value, list item.
And this is a little bit trickier on Chromebooks than on Windows computers, but not by much. The
Stand
site's kind
performance,
of clunky.
list graphics, list graphics pro, power, all software, all soft base. Plus with Office 2019. List item, list end. Sticky mode enabled. Plus with Office 2019. Plus with Office 2019. List end. Sticky mode
Alright, I
disabled.
was trying to see if I
all
would be
WPC bundle. Language. Row
in a
1 column.
kind of table
CPU.
here.
Memory. Root volume. User volume. Row 1 column 7. User volume. Row 2 column 1. Here. Link. Select bundle and storage sizes for each of your users. You can select root and user volume sizes of 80 gigabytes and 10 gigabytes.
Here we go.
80 gigabytes and 50 gigabytes. 80 gigabytes and 100 gigabytes. 175 gigabytes and 100 gigabytes or expand volumes up to 2000 gigabytes each. More details about our storage options can be found.
All right.
Here. Link. 175 gigabytes. 32 gigabytes. 8 vCPU. English US. Row 54 column 3. 8 vCPU. Row 54 column 4. CPU.
So it's showing me
100
all the
gigabytes.
different kinds
Row
of
54 column
models
7.
here.
Assign workspace bundle. Select bundle and storage size. Here. Link. Dot. Username. Row 1 column 1. Bundle. Language. Root volume. User volume. Corp.amazonworkspaces.com. Standard with Amazon Linux 2 PCOIP.
No, I don't
Button.
want that.
Has pop up. With 53 items. Collapsed. Row 2 column 2.
Here we
bundle.
go. So here's where I can open up this box and it shows you a whole different types of
Performance with
computers
Amazon
you
Linux
can
2.
set
Power
up.
with Amazon Linux 2. Power Pro. Standard with Windows 10. Standard with Windows 10 and Office 2016 Pro. Value with Windows 10 Server 2016 base PCOIP. List item. 8 of 53.
And then I can move through this table and see like this value
Sticky mode
one
enabled.
has
Value with Windows 10 Server 2016 base PCOIP. Row 2 column 2. But English US. Button. Value. Corp.amazonworkspaces.com. Value with Windows 10 Server 2016 base sticky mode disabled.
oh, okay. I thought those table commands would work there, but that one's like 2 gigabytes
Sticky
of
mode enabled.
RAM. The standard is 4.
Value with Windows 10 Server 26. Sticky mode enabled. 80. Sticky mode disabled.
So
English
let's go
US.
back
Button.
to-
Value with Windows 10 Server 2016 base PCOIP. Button. Has pop up. With 53 items. Collapsed. Row 2 column 2. Value with Windows 10 Server 2016 base PCOIP. Row 2 column 2. Bundle.
Get back into that. pop-up
Corp.amazonworkspaces.com /manwaring. Kirt. Value with Windows 10 Server 2016 base PCOIP. Button. Has pop up. With 53 items. Value with Windows 10 and Office 2016 Pro Plus. Performance with Windows 10 Server 2016 base PCOIP. List item.
Here we go.
10 of 53.
Actually, let's do performance with Windows 19.
Performance with Windows 10 and Office 2016 Pro Plus Server 20. Standard with Windows 10 Server 2019 base PCOIP. List item. 12 of
See,
53.
so you can get these with Office bundles for an extra $15 a month. I tried to see how much I could get for about $25-30 a
Standard
month.
with Windows 10 and Office. Value with Windows
like,
10 Server 2019.
paid by the hour, so that's about $1 an hour, more or less.
Standard with Windows. Value with Windows 10 Server 2019 base PC. Value with Windows 10 and Office 2019 Pro. Performance with Windows 10 Server 2019 base PCOIP. List
There
item.
we go.
16 of 53.
This is the one I want.
Performance with Windows 10 Server 2019 base. Performance with Windows 10 Server 2019 base PCOIP. Button. Performance with Windows 10 Server 2019. Performance with Windows 10 Server
So
2019.
that virtual machine would have
80. 80. Selected. Edit text.
now that 80 is Windows root drive.
80. English US. Button. Performance with Windows 10 Server 2019 base. Performance with Windows 10 Server 2019.
But I wouldn't really know that without having used this site
80.
before.
80. Selected.
Then the next tab down is going to be the
100. 100. Selected. Edit text.
that is going to be the one. So that's 80 gigabytes is the root drive that Windows uses. 100 gigabytes is what the user would use for like most programs you install.
100. 100. Selected. Edit text. 100. Row 2. 100. Edit. 100. Row 2. 100.
tab out of
Selected.
this.
Edit text. 100. Row 2 column 5. User volume. Table 2 by 5.
This
search
is
plus
the
control plus
table
alt with arrows
where
to
it
navigate
shows
myself.
everything. Okay, all right. So, anyways, let's move on to the next step.
Cancel. Button. Previous. Button. Review. Button. Next step. Button.
Because
Press
this
search plus
one's
space to
got
activate.
this one is 8 gigs of RAM, 80 gigs root, 100 gigs for the user. And because I've like crunched the numbers, that gives me, that's like $25 a month for 25 hours more or less. So let me
Feedback. Button. Next step. Button.
go to this next
Press search
step.
plus space to activate. Feedback. Button. Next step. Previous. Button. Cancel. Button. Add tag. Button. No description available. Image. Edit text. Row. Edit text. Edit text. Row 2 column 1.
Now if
T.
I, on this one, this step is asking for security options,
No previous checkbox.
which again,
Edit
it's
tab. Key.
hard
Learn more.
to,
Use text. Refresh. Alias slash oz slash workspaces. Button. Has pop up. With 1 item. Collapsed. Encryption key.
you can't really navigate the site with the screen reader labels like you should
User
be
volume
able
encryption.
to.
Checkbox. Not root volume encryption. Checkbox. Not checked. Press search plus space to
But you
toggle.
do want that root volume encryption checked and user. That just means that the hard drives are more secure.
User volume encryption. Checkbox.
Encrypted on their
Checked.
side.
User volume encryption.
Amazon
Encryption
has
key.
those keys.
Alias slash oz slash workspaces. Refresh.
You can set up your own if you want. I have not learned how to do that.
Manage tags.
Let's
Use tags to add metadata to your workspace. Manage encryption key. User volume encryption.
just make
Checkbox.
sure both of these
Checked.
are checked.
Checkbox. Not checked.
There we go.
Press search plus space to toggle. Checkbox. Checked. Checkbox. Checked. Check. Alias slash oz slash workspaces.
Now
Button.
I'll go to the
Add tag.
next step.
Button. Cancel. Button. Previous. Button. Next step. Button. Press search plus space to activate.
Next step we go.
Feedback. Button. Language. Button.
I maybe should have done this on a Windows computer in retrospect, just because, like, the navigation around the site, it still doesn't jump around by the screen reader labels, but it does read things a little bit better.
No next heading. Copyright.
So
2020, comma. Amazon Web Services. Console home. Search. Read. Search for all. Cloud. Notif. Menu. Open. Open. List. Launch. Step 3. Select bundles. Link.
We've
Step 4.
already done
Workspaces
that.
configuration.
We've
Link.
already done
Step
that.
5. Review. List item. List end.
And you can do more advanced things on that workspace's configuration if you want. But that's mostly with like adding your own encryption keys. I don't really want to mess with that just for like a little bit of testing and a little bit of work here and there.
Text. Your workspace's configuration may not be eligible to launch a workspace that is eligible for free review and launch workspaces. You are about to launch one new workspace. Please review the details below. You can go back and make edits, or click Launch Workspaces. New Workspaces. Username, row 1, column 2. Username, bundle, row 1, column 3. Bundle.
And I can go through this table.
Sticky mode enabled. Performance with Windows 10 Server 2019 based. Row 2, column 3. corp.amazonworkspaces.com/manwaring. Kirt. Row 2, column 2. Username. No cell below. Performance with Windows PCOIP. Row 2, column 4. Protocol. 1. Button. Has pop up. With 48 items. Collapsed. Press
There
search
we
plus
go,
space
and
to
that's saying
activate.
it
Row 2, column
would
5.
be one
Auto stop time.
workspace.
Sticky mode disabled. Sticky mode enabled.
And you want this auto stop time is really important, because if I go
PCOIP.
back,
Row 2, column 4. Sticky mode disabled. 1. Button. Checkbox. Checked. Checkbox. Checked. Row 2, column 7. User volume. Press search alias//workspaces. Your work
yeah,
cancel.
so those are both
Button.
encrypted.
Your workspaces will launch in the Oregon region. Cancel. Button.
Launch in the Oregon
Previous.
region.
Button. Launch workspaces. Feedback. Button. Launch previous. Cancel. Your check. 1. PCOIP. Performance with Windows. corp.amazonworkspaces.com back. Show or hide item details. Encryption key. Row 1, column. User volume. Root volume. Row 1. Auto stop time. Row 1. Protocol. Row 1, column.
Oh,
auto stop
auto
time.
stop time.
Row 1, column
Here we
5.
go.
Auto stop time. Cancel. Button. Press search plus space. Previous. Button. Cancel. Menu. Open account
And
menu.
that's where that
Button.
1 hour
Desktop.
was.
Open regions menu. Open account menu. Button.
Was
Open
that.
open no, search for services.
It stops
Features.
after 1
Logs.
hour.
Doc.
So I'll go ahead and do.
Notifications. Button. Menu. Open support. Open regions menu. Open account menu. 1. Button. Alias//workspaces. Button. Cancel. Button. Previous. Button. Launch workspaces. Button.
Launch workspaces.
Press search plus workspaces management console. Console home. Skip to main content. Services. No next heading. Read only. Search. Alt. No menu. Open. Lit. Launch. Step 4. Workspaces configuration. Step X. Please review errors that the request contained the following errors. Bullet. Corp.am. A workspace already exists for the specified user.
Oh,
List
there
end.
we go. Okay. See, it didn't make me launch this one because I already have one set up under the same username. Now you can do other virtual machines in the cloud and still run Windows on them, but they won't have everything already pre-installed. Like they won't. They're a little more work to set up. So I just did this for now, and let's see how we are on time.
2013. Thursday. January 13th.
Well, do we think I should open it up and do a few things? Or I kind of wanted to show how the setup process works. I don't really know how we are on time, if it's better to do that later or now.
No, keep going. Keep going. You're good.
All right.
Keep going as long as we want.
Okay. Alrighty then. So let me open up this
Enjoying
workspaces.
my Bombay.
Oh, very good. All right.
Volume. Slider.
Now we get to
100%.
the fun part. Because we have one set up, and by the way, normally after you hit that launch workspaces button, it normally takes like a half hour. Then you have to go in under that same Amazon management console and like confirm it.
Bullet. Corp.a workspace already exists for the specified user. List end.
Okay, so now to get to that workspace, I'm going to open up the Amazon Workspaces app. So I'll go to my launcher, Alt-Shift-L.
Launcher. Button. Shelf. Toolbar. Search your device. Apps. Settings. And web. Use the arrow keys to navigate your apps. Edit text. Amazon Workspaces. Autocomplete. Edit text. Displaying 6 results. Amazon Web Services Console. List. Amazon Workspaces. Installed app. List item. 1 of 6.
There we go.
Group.
That's the one I want.
Amazon Web Services Console. Autocomplete. Amazon Workspaces. Application.
And
Keep me logged in. Checkbox. Checked. Ajax loader. Wrap. Amazon Workspace. Please log in with your Workspace's credential. Username. Password. Edit text. Sign in. Button. Password. Edit text. Press search plus space to activate.
okay, now it wants a password. So this password has to be one that you know and isn't in like a password manager.
Sign in. Button. Password. Edit text. Press search
This
plus
is
space.
basically just like the login password to the computer that's been set up for me. So I'll type that in here.
Bullet. 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 Sign in. Button. Press search plus space to activate.
All right. Now we're going to sign in.
Workspaces. AWS apps. Amazon Workspaces. Application.
All right. And from trial and error, I've just learned it's good to turn talk back on here, so I'm going to do that. Chromevox A right bracket.
Sticky mode enabled. Sticky mode disabled.
And look, I'm typing keys, I'm doing arrows, I'm doing tabs. Nothing is going on. So that tells me I'm probably logged in already. Now, since this is a new one, I built this one from scratch. I'm going to at least open up Narrator on it. Get NVDA going. So I did Control Escape, and I will type Narrator. Now, we just ran into a limitation of doing this on a Chromebook, because normally in Windows, you have a Windows key, right? Anyone who's used Windows for any length of time will be very familiar with at least some of the shortcuts. You know,
Are you gonna
Windows
show
M.
us Midnight?
Yeah, if we get in, or when we get in. I will show Ninite, because that's probably the fastest way to get NVDA. So I just typed Narrator and pressed
Starting narrator
Oops.
dialog. Turn off narrator button. Alt
Oh,
plus
look at
key.
that.
Heads up. Narrator keyboard changes. We've updated the narrator keyboard layout so it more closely matches the experience you may have had with other screen readers.
Oh, that's
If
good.
you want narrator to tell you what commands are associated with the keys you're pressing, you can turn on input learning by pressing caps lock +1. To turn it off, press caps lock +1 twice. To learn more, press Ctrl plus Windows logo key and to open your narrator settings and access the online user guide.
All right, so I'll tap
OK. Button. Alt plus O.
and then I just press Enter here.
Desktop list. Narrator quick. This guide shows you the basics of using narrator. Narrator reads aloud what's on your screen so you can use that information to navigate your PC. To turn it on or off, press and hold the Windows logo key, then press Ctrl
Which I
and
can't
Enter.
do.
Every page in this guide will be read to you automatically. To stop reading, press Ctrl then, use the up or down arrow keys to keep reading from where narrator left off. To leave the guide, press and hold Alt, then press F4. When you're ready, press Enter on the Start Guide button to go to the next screen. Navigation
I've never actually
landmark.
gone through this one
Start
on
Guide
Narrator.
button.
So let's just do this really quick.
Throughout this guide, you'll hear keyboard shortcuts and narrator commands that may be useful to you. They'll sound like this: caps lock +1, that means press and hold caps lock, then press the number 1 key.
Maybe I can't
This
do
shortcut turns on input learning. Input learning tells you what keys you're pressing on your keyboard, as well as the narrator command associated with them. To turn it off, press and hold caps lock, then press the number 1 key twice. You'll learn many commands as you go through this guide.
Yeah.
You can view a full list of narrator commands anytime by pressing caps lock plus F1. Press Enter on the next button to go to the next screen. Navigation landmark. Next, back, next, back, next, button.
Alt F4.
Back, next, button.
That did not work. So let's do Alt F.
F. No next item.
Oh,
Back, button.
okay. Yeah, so the Alt F4 doesn't always work. And once you're set up with the screen reader that's better than Narrator, there are ways around that. But let's do Control Escape to get to the Start menu here.
Start window, search box, editing, scan off, item described by type here to search.
Let's see if I have Firefox on this thing by default.
X. Firefox,
I suspect
search window, filters, find results in apps. One of
OS maybe.
Now, yes, sometimes I can do function keys, and I did turn on in Chrome OS. There's a keyboard setting that says, you know, change the top row from normal Chrome OS shortcuts to regular function keys. And that normally works, but not always. Like,
search box, editing Firefox, suggestions available. Filters, search box, editing filters, find, search window, tooltip, find results, search box, editing filters,
Wow, I need
Find
to get better
results
with
in
narrator.
apps.
Okay.
1 of
so
4.
Let's escape out of here.
Search box. Editing Firefox.
And I don't have my braille display with me.
Item describe. Narrator quick start. Heading
Let's see if I can
throughout.
escape.
Caps lock. Throughout this guide, you'll hear.
Come on, go back to the start menu, Control Escape. I want to search for Internet Explorer or go to the desktop.
Sticky mode enabled. Sticky mode disabled.
Did you break
Back.
it already? Break it already?
Navigation landmark.
No, it's here.
Back. Button.
It
Start
just-
window.
There we go.
Search. Search box. Editing. Scan off. Item E-L-E-R. Internet Explorer. Desktop app. 1 of 7. Selected.
Oh boy, I hate Internet Explorer, but we can at least use it to.
Why don't you use Edge?
It's
That at
server
least
pretty
works
nice.
better than Internet Explorer.
Let's see if it's got Edge on here.
It should. Maybe.
Search box. Editing. Item Smooth edges of images and text. System settings. 1 of 1. Search window. Filters. Find results
I guess
in
it
app.
doesn't come with Edge.
Oh, strange.
Search box. Editing smooth edges of images and text.
Well,
Suggestions available.
The first thing I remember the setup on this was a pain the first time too, until I had NVDA and everything worked so much better.
Narrator quick start. Heading level 1. Explore your keyboard. Search window. Search box. Editing. Scan off.
So just for this one website,
Internet Explorer. Explorer. Run command. Internet Explorer. Desktop app. 1.
I'll just use this to grab NVDA.
Internet Explorer 11 dialog. Selected. Don't use recommended settings. Check send do not track. Windows Defender Smart Screen helps protect you from malicious websites.
Internet Explorer pulls up a Windows Defender pop-up?
OK. Button.
Okay, that's fine.
Internet Explorer enhanced security configuration.
Get out of here.
D. Address bar. Address and search you. Selection deleted.
We're gonna get Firefox.
www.
Actually, wonder if this
Just
can
go to
handle
Ninite. Get all that stuff on Ninite.
D.
Yeah, I was worried Ninite might break Internet Explorer, but let's give it a shot.
Yeah, it should work.
D. W. N. E. Period. M. Go. Dot. Alert security report.
Oh,
Alert
stop
security report.
Come on.
Close. Learn more about it. Close.
I hate this.
Button. Window. Internet Explorer dialog. Check continue to prompt when website content is blocked. Check box. Close.
Get out of here.
Learn more about Internet. Close. Button. Windows Help and Learning. Microsoft Support.
I hate
Internet
this.
Explorer window. D. Address bar. Address and search use. Selection
Here we go.
deleted. www. Security alert dialog. Yes. Button. Alt
Yes.
plus Y. You are about to leave a Windows security alert dialog. OK. Button. You are about to view pages
Okay,
over a
yes.
Windows
Stop
Help
it.
and Alert Security Report. Alert Security Report. Important.
There's something funny about Internet Explorer giving security alerts.
Yeah, no, for real.
Ninite. Install or update multiple apps at once.
Here we
Internet
go.
Explorer window. Nini.
Wait, 1 minute
Address
it's
bar.
Ninite, next minute it's Ninite.
Search bar.
Yeah.
Favorites and tool. Tab row. Selected.
And
H.
oh, I don't remember. How do I move around by elements on narrator without a caps lock key? Am I just screwed?
Ninite. Install or help.
Tab.
Link.
Tab. You're in Internet Explorer. So elements don't work anyway.
HTTPS: feedback.
Oh.
Link. Ninite Pro. Sign into Pro.
That's
Link.
awful.
Nini T. More Ninite. Press. Uncheck. Unchecked Firefox checkbox. Tooltip. Unchecked Opera checkbox. Tooltip. Unchecked
I'll just
Chrome
go
checkbox.
through all these.
Tooltip. Fast
Okay.
browser by Google
Yeah, let's do
97.0 space. Unchecked Opera
Let's just make sure
checkbox.
it's checked.
Checked Chrome checkbox. Unchecked Opera checkbox. Unchecked Firefox checkbox.
Yes,
Tooltip.
please, dear God,
Extensible browse space. Check. Unchecked Edge checkbox. Tooltip. Microsoft
fine.
Edge browser 97 space. Check. Unchecked Zoom checkbox. Tooltip. Unchecked Discord checkbox. Tooltip.
Are you gonna get on
Voice
voice calls
and
from
text
your
check
server?
one
Your server?
space. Checked.
Maybe. Let's.
Unchecked Zoom checkbox. Tooltip. Space. Checked. Check Discord checkbox. Tooltip. Uncheck Skype checkbox.
No, not Skype
Tooltip.
calls.
Unchecked Pigeon checkbox. Tooltip. Multi-IM client 2. Unchecked Thunderbird checkbox.
No.
Tool. Unchecked Trillion checkbox. Tool. Unchecked iTunes checkbox. Tool. Unchecked VLC checkbox. Tooltip. Great video player 3.
Yeah, I don't want
Space.
iTunes.
Checked.
Now, you can pay $15 extra a month to have Firefox and Word, and I mean, that to me is just, I think that's mostly the Word Office license.
Yeah, but you can pay $10 a month.
Unchecked AIMP
for the personal
checkbox.
personal
Yeah.
subscription.
Tooltip. Unchecked Foobar 2000 checkbox.
And then install
Yeah,
Office,
install
and then sign
Office
into
to
and
Music
sign
Player
into.
1.6.9. Unchecked
I don't know if that's
YNAB
legal. I don't know if
checkbox.
that's legal.
Tool. Unchecked Music B checkbox. Unchecked Audacity checkbox. Tool. Unchecked K-Lite Codex check. Unchecked
I
GOM
understand why
checkbox.
you
Tooltip.
wanted me to
Unchecked
use another
Spotify
browser.
checkbox. Unchecked CCCP checkbox. Unchecked Media Monkey checkbox. Unchecked Handbrake checkbox. Tool. Unchecked Java. Adopt Open. Unchecked Java. Adopt
Get outta
Open.
here.
Unchecked Java. Adopt Open JDK. X6411 checkbox. Tooltip. 64-bit Java runtime. JR. Unchecked
How many
.NET
of these-
4.8
is there really not a
checkbox.
faster way to
Unchecked
get to the
.NET.
bottom of this?
Unchecked .NET Desktop runtime 5.
Nope.
Unchecked
Nope.
.NET Desktop run. Unchecked .NET Desktop run. Unchecked Silverlight checkbox. Tool. Unchecked Krita checkbox. Tool. Unchecked Blender checkbox. Unchecked Paint.NET checkbox. Unchecked GIMP checkbox.
Now, just
Tooltip.
so you're aware,
Open
though, as
source
I'm
image
going
editor
through
February 10th, 30.
These are all softwares that a lot of people would be using in their workflows, especially like GIMP. You know, so this is a very extensive list of like good software to put on all at once.
Unchecked Evron View checkbox.
Has never
Unchecked
demoed.
XN View
Just a
checkbox.
couple
2.
weeks ago, or
Unchecked
I think it's a
Inkscape
couple months ago.
checkbox. Unchecked Faststone checkbox. Unchecked Greenshot checkbox. Tooltip. Screenshot tool 1.2.10.6.
No.
Unchecked Share X checkbox. Tooltip. Screenshot uploader.
Kind of cute.
Unchecked Foxit Reader checkbox.
What is
Tooltip.
Foxit Reader?
Alternative PDF Reader 1.1.0.52543.
What the hell? I can give it a try.
Space. Checked. Unchecked LibreOffice checkbox.
Oh, I do want
Tooltip.
that.
Free Office Suite 7.2.5.
I do want that.
JRE
I do
recommended.
like LibreOffice.
Space. Checked. Unchecked Sumatra PDF checkbox. Tooltip. Lightweight PDF Reader 3.3.3.
I only have 100 gigs. I don't want to install a ton of things.
Unchecked Qt PDF
Oh,
checkbox.
you can install all these apps.
Print
Print
documents
documents
as
as
PDF
space,
files
I think.
4.0. Unchecked Open Office checkbox.
I don't want
Tooltip.
OpenOffice anymore.
Unchecked Essentials checkbox. Tooltip. Great Antivirus by Microsoft 4.10.2. Unchecked Malwarebytes checkbox. Tooltip. Malware Remover 4.5.0.15. Unchecked Avast checkbox. Tooltip. Unchecked Average checkbox. Tooltip.
Average.
Average free antivirus to
You can install Avast and get
1.1.1.1.5.
your what is that thing called? The new thing they just added. The oh god, what is it called? What is it called? The crypto miner. Crypto miner.
Oh, Avast did that too. I know Norton did that.
Yep.
And Avvirus, average. That sounds about right.
Because
Unchecked
Norton
Spyware
owns
2
all these
checkbox.
companies now.
Tooltip.
Oh,
Spyware Remover
Okay.
February 7th. Unchecked Avira checkbox. Tooltip. Avira free antivirus 5.0. Unchecked SUPER anti-spyware checkbox.
Now, I
Tooltip.
wish I could...
SUPER anti-spyware free
Yeah, like,
10.0.1242.
there is definitely a tiny bit of lag. Like, I'm gonna press tab.
Unchecked QBitTorrent checkbox. Tooltip. Free BitTorrent client
Tab.
4. Unchecked Dropbox checkbox. Tooltip. Great online backup / file sync
Tab.
139. Unchecked Google Drive for desktop checkbox. Tooltip. Online file sync 5 4.0.3.0.
Kind of like their web. Well, yeah, we can do that.
Space. Checked.
I use the web theme more than the desktop client usually, but
Unchecked OneDrive checkbox.
No.
Tooltip. Unchecked SugarSync checkbox. Tooltip.
Tab.
Unchecked Evernote checkbox.
Tab.
Unchecked Google Earth checkbox. Tooltip.
tab.
Online. Unchecked Steam checkbox.
So-
Tooltip. App Store for games.
There is a little latency. Like, and I know that wasn't a very good way of showing it, but like, there's a tiny bit of lag, but it's not that bad.
Unchecked KeyPass 2 checkbox. Tooltip. Password
KeyPass.
Manager 2.50.
Yeah, I've wanted to try that one. We'll check it.
Space. Checked. Unchecked Everything checkbox.
Yeah,
Tooltip.
everything is good.
Space. Checked.
That's like a good way to search your computer.
Unchecked NV Access checkbox.
Ooh, NV
Tooltip.
Access, yes.
Screen Reader March 1st, 2021.
Check.
Space. Checked. Unchecked Team Viewer 15 checkbox. Tooltip. Remote Access Tool 15.25.8.
Sure.
Space. Checked. Unchecked IMG Burn checkbox. Tooltip.
What is IMG
Disk
burn?
Burner 2.5.8.0.
Huh, no.
Unchecked Real VNC Server checkbox. Tooltip. Real VNC Remote Access 6.8.0.45849.
Huh.
Unchecked Real VNC Viewer checkbox. Unchecked Terracopy checkbox.
Deal with those
Tooltip.
later, maybe.
Better File Copy 3.8.2. Unchecked CD Burner XP checkbox. Tooltip. Unchecked Revo checkbox.
Sorry, I guess-
Tooltip. App uninstaller / reverse 9i 2.3.5.
Huh, yeah, let's do that.
Space. Checked.
I guess most of this turned into Ninite. Let's do...
Unchecked Launchy checkbox. Tooltip. Hotkey Launcher 2.5.
Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. We're almost through. We're almost through.
Yeah, okay.
Unchecked WinDIR stat checkbox.
WinDIR
Tooltip.
stat.
Directory statistics 1.1.2.80.
Yeah, that could be useful.
Space. Checked. Unchecked Glary checkbox. Tooltip. System utilities 5.180.0.209.
Huh, okay.
Space. Checked.
I've never used this, but it sounds kind of interesting.
Unchecked Info Recorder checkbox. Tooltip.
Yes.
Disk Burner 0.53.0.
Oh, okay. Disk burner, is that for like making CDs?
I'm not sure.
I'm not
sure. I think it might be. Remember use that one.
Unchecked Classic Start checkbox. Tooltip.
Ooh.
Classic Shell Win 8 Start Menu 4.3.1.
Okay.
Unchecked 7-zip checkbox. Tooltip. Great Compression App 21.07. Space. Checked. Unchecked pzip checkbox. Tooltip.
Pzip, what?
File Compression Tool 8.3.0.
No 7-zip is fine.
Unchecked WinRAR checkbox. Tooltip.
Oh, but
Another
this one.
compression tool 6.02. Trial.
Oh, that's just a trial, though. I don't want to mess with that.
Unchecked Python x64.3 checkbox. Tooltip. Programming language 3.10.1.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Space. Checked. Unchecked Python 3 checkbox. Tooltip. Programming language 3.10.1. Space. Checked. Unchecked Python checkbox. Tooltip.
So many Python.
Great Programming Language February 7th, 18.
That's the older Python. That's a 2.7, so I don't think you need that one.
Okay.
Unchecked FileZilla checkbox. Tooltip. FTP client 3.57.0.
Yeah, FTP is kind of cool.
Space. Checked. Unchecked Notepad++ checkbox.
Yeah, Notepad++.
Tooltip. Space. Checked. Unchecked JDK. Adopt OpenJDK. x64-8 checkbox. Tooltip. 64-bit Java Development Kit 8U312B07.
Now, I do think... Well, I'll...
Unchecked JDK. Adopt OpenJDK. 8 checkbox. Tooltip.
Getting ahead of myself.
Java Development Kit 8U312B07. Space. Checked.
Sure.
Unchecked JDK. Adopt OpenJDK. x6411 checkbox. Tooltip. 6. Unchecked JDK. Amazon Corretto. x64-8 checkbox. Tooltip. 64.
Okay.
Unchecked JDK. Amazon. Unchecked JDK. Unchecked WinSCP checkbox.
Probably don't need
Tooltip.
Java development.
SCP client 5.19.5. Unchecked PUTTY checkbox. Tooltip.
Oh, yeah, you might want that.
SSH client 0.76.
That's a good terminal theme.
Space. Checked. Unchecked WinMerge checkbox. Tooltip. Compare and merge files February 16th. 6. Unchecked Eclipse checkbox. Tooltip. IDE for Java 4. Unchecked Visual Studio Code checkbox. Tooltip. Programmers Editor 1. Space. Checked. Get your 9-eyed button.
Finally.
Alt+G.
Oh, hey, I guess I could have used that. Whoops. Well, everybody, let's get my Ninite or Nineite or whatever it's called.
Internet Explorer dialog. Check continue to prompt when website content is blocked checkbox. Alt+O. Content from the website listed below is being blocked by the Internet Explorer enhanced security configuration.
Stop it.
Close button. Learn more about Internet important. Adding this website to the trusted sites zone will lower. Check continue to prompt when website content is blocked checkbox. Close button. Learn more about Internet important. Adding this check continue to prompt when website content is blocked checkbox. Alt+O. Space.
I don't know. It's been so
Uncheck.
long since I used the
Close
site.
button.
I mean,
Alt+C.
This was the most annoying part about setting up my first one, too. Like,
997 zip JDK. Adopt OpenJDK. 8 Chrome Discord Edge Everything FileZilla Firefox Foxit Reader. Internet Explorer window.
oh boy.
ninite.com. 997 zip JDK. Adopt Open.
Come on, I just want to get...
Address bar. Address. Page control. Security. Search bar.
I don't know
Search
if there's a download
favorites and
somewhere.
tab row. 9 help feed 9
clearly
Pro.
didn't
Sign into
download it.
Pro. Change apps. Retry the download. Tweet. Link.
Yeah,
Retry the download. Link.
that's the thing that was probably...
Value
blocked.
https:// Security alert dialog. OK. Button.
Okay,
Your
so I
current
have to-
security settings do not allow this file to be downloaded.
Okay, so I fixed that somewhere here.
Does it have a option to change that there? Otherwise, you have to maybe go into tools and internet options.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What happens if you tab? Is there anything there?
No, it just froze on me. Let's see.
What's
Chrome.
annoying?
Workspaces
System.
management console.
Menu item. Menu key Alt
Probably
plus
just have
space.
OK, and that's
Okay,
OK,
see-
and that's it.
I just alt-tabbed out of the virtual machine. No, I'll get back in.
Amazon Workspaces window. Amazon Workspaces window. Workspaces management console tab. 3 of 4. Multi-select. Selected. Tab list. Chrome.
OK.
Workspaces manage. Amazon
Button.
Workspaces window. Amazon Workspaces window.
Here we go. That is so strange.
Apparently, the only thing there is OK.
Well, let's do it.
997 zip JDK. Adopt Open JDK. 8 Chrome
Okay, so
Discord
let's
Edge
go
Everything
to
FileZilla
Internet
Firefox
Options.
Foxit Reader. T. Application. Tools. Expanded. Menu item. Menu key Alt plus T. Context.
Okay.
Delete browsing history. In private browse. Turn on tracking protection. Active X filtering. Fix connection problems. Reopen last browsing. Add site to apps. View downloads.
Internet
Menu
options. Come
pop-up
on.
blocker.
I guess I can just
Collapsed.
press I.
Menu
Let's
item.
see.
I. In private. Internet
no.
Explorer. In private window.
No, get out of here. Escape.
About in private selected.
Get out of here.
1. In 2.
Get out of here.
F. New tab. Menu item. Menu key T. Exit. Menu item. Menu key X.
If I exit out of this, that will probably exit out of everything, huh?
1.
I was just trying to do Control 1
2.
to go. Okay, let me see if I have other open windows. This is another interesting thing about this is, like normal Alt-Tab doesn't work, so I have to do Alt-Escape to move between my open windows. I just want to see if this opened in a new tab, or what happened here.
Workspaces Management Console.
In private. Internet
Step 1.
Explorer.
Select directory. Step 2.
of course,
Identify
private
user. Step 3.
window.
Out of habit
Application.
anyway.
Amazon Workspaces. Window.
File. Expanded.
Here we
Menu
go.
item.
I just Alt-tabbed
Menu key.
back in.
Context. Menu.
And so let's do Alt-Escape and do it right this time.
997 zip JDK. Adopt a security alert dialog. Unchecked in the future.
go, so it
Do
did.
not show this warning checkbox. Alt plus I. You are about to view
Now
pages
I
over
would-
a secure connection.
Oh, hey, look, in the
Any
future, do
info
not show this
space.
warning. Cool.
More info. Button. OK. Button. Checked in the future. Do not show this warning checkbox. Alt plus I. OK.
There
button.
we go.
Internet Explorer enhanced. Mozilla.org. Download Firefox browser fast.
Signal.
Private
Celeste
and
entered.
free
Watch any
from
sheets that I entered
Mozilla.
again.
Alert.
Wait, how did you get there from midnight?
That was a notification on my. I had that notification on my phone that I guess went through. So okay.
Oh.
I'm still here in midnight. That's one of the weird things about this though is the rest of my computer is still going on, right? So notifications come through. I can Alt-Tab out of the virtual machine back into my regular Chromebook.
Address bar. Add. Page. Search. Favorite.
So
Who we are. Innovation.
I just
Link.
wanna-
Features.
I think
Link. Support.
we finally got rid of
Add-ons.
that security link.
All languages. Link. Download Firefox. Link. Value HTTPS.
Yes, we're gonna do that.
Download
Even
Firefox
though-
browser fast. Private and free from Mozilla.
That was the first thing I did last time.
It's not going to let you download though. That's what's blocked.
what's
So you need
blocked.
to enable
Page
download.
controls.
Midnight was also blocked
Tab row.
too.
Selected. Download Firefox. Firefox browsers. Link. Products. Link. Value HT. Delete browsing history. Menu. Internet
There we go.
options. Delete browsing history.
Oh, a little bit of latency here. It doesn't like the bandwidth. Oh no!
Internet options. Menu item. Menu key O.
Oh, menu key. Oh, okay.
Internet options dialog. To create home page tabs, type each address. Use current. But use default. Use current to create home page. Selected. General tab item. 1 of 7.
Yeah, is there like a security
select-
tab?
selected.
Tab maybe?
Security tab
There you
item.
go.
2
There
of
you go.
7.
There we go. Wow, I haven't used this since. This is crazy. I'm in Internet Explorer.
Select a zone to view or change security settings. Internet selected. Selection contains 4 items.
Internet.
Checked enable protected mode. Requires restarting Internet Explorer.
Disable
that.
Check
Disable
pop space. Unchecked.
But you might
Custom
have
level.
to go back through midnight
Alt
again.
plus C.
Well,
Default level. Button. Alt
no,
plus D.
because that I'm on the website with the download link, right? That's not going to close.
It is
Reset
gonna-
all
it is
zones
gonna
to
close your
OK.
internet.
Oh,
It just said it was
button.
going to close your browser.
But I thought it was only going to close it to turn on. Let's see.
Space. Warning. Dialog. OK. Button. Main instruction icon.
See if
Image.
it closes.
The current security settings will put your computer at risk.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cancel. Button. OK.
I want to be able to
Button.
download a file.
Space.
Thank you.
Download Firefox browser fast.
Why
Private
is
and
it
free from
here?
Mozilla. Internet Explorer window. Download Firefox browser fast.
Why I didn't...
1.
That's what I
That is
told
so
you. I don't know how
weird.
you got there. I don't know how you got there. Where's your Nite? Is it in
let's
another
see if I
window?
have-
Another window?
Yeah, it might be in another window.
Narrator quick start. Heading level 1. In private. Internet Explorer.
what happens if-
997 zip
what happens if-
JDK. Adopt OpenJDK.
There you
8
go.
Chrome
Maybe.
Discord Edge Everything FileZilla
There we
Firefox.
go. So yeah, the way to move through Windows on this is you have to hold down the Alt key and then press Escape. So it's like not the way I'm used to moving through Windows, but it does work.
Tweet. Link. Tooltip. Ninite Pro's new Ninite Pro. Click here to learn
I'm
more
gonna
and get
do-
it. Jobs. Link. About. Press.
think you
Click
have to go
Ninite,
back. Go
Ninite
back.
Pro's
There you
new web. Tweet. Link. Retry. Change. Sign into
Okay.
Pro. Change apps. Link. Retry the download. Link. Value https://
See, that is another thing where,
ninete.com
like,
/7
You
zip
notice
hyphen
the
adopt
lag a little
JDK.
bit. Try download.
Security
'Cause I-
alert dialog. OK. Button. Your current security settings do not allow this file to be downloaded.
Why?
Because I think you have to restart your browser.
Oh,
Blank page. Internet
So I
Explorer
wonder-
window.
Okay.
About
Can you
blank.
bookmark that page?
let's see.
1.
Uh,
2.
does it keep opening up new browser windows on me? Because I can't.
Probably.
Oh my hell. Okay.
Download Firefox browser fast.
I don't
Private
even
and
know.
free
Did
from
Internet
Mozilla.
Explorer have
Internet
a
Explorer
tabs
window.
back then?
I thought it would have been included eventually. Okay, so Control W. No? Wow. See, when I did this last time, literally the first thing I did was just get Firefox.
Double blank page. Internet Explorer window. About
You still have
blank.
to get past the ability to download stuff.
Double narrator quick start. Heading level 1.
Yeah, but I
Explore
didn't
your
have to
keyboard.
do
2
that
of
so
13.
much last
Throughout
time.
this guide,
Last time it let
you'll
me
hear
download.
keyboard shortcuts and narrator commands that
I wonder if
W.
it's because this time I have the drive encrypted or something.
caps lock +1.
No, that doesn't have anything to do with it.
Okay. Well. Alt escape.
In private, Internet Explorer. Narrator quick start. Heading. In private, Internet
Oh, I guess
Explorer.
I closed-
In
oh my
private
hell.
window. About in
Okay.
private. In private.
closed that
Scan
tab.
off.
So let's. I guess I lost all those nanites.
Double. Narrator quick start. Heading level 1. Explore.
All right. Well, do we want to do this again, or do I want to?
Yeah, we can try again. Thomas says you can maybe try to hold down the shift key to get to the download button, but I'm not sure if it's in protected mode. I don't know if that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, because I
you
would have
can-
need.
You can quickly check them and see if it'll download. Maybe I don't know. Check a few items or something.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Main landmark. Heading level 1. Explore your keyboard. 2 of 13.
So let's go to. Let's make sure it's not open anywhere. Alright, so this is the only window I have open. So I'll do Control Escape and.
Search window. Search box. N. Item. ET. Narrator quick. This guide shows you the basics
did I-
of using narrator.
Get out of here. Get me back to the search box. Control Escape.
Heading level 1. This guide shows you the basics of
I was there just a second ago, and I typed it wrong, and now...
Search window. Search
Thank you.
box. Editing. Scan off. Item described by type here to... I suggest an Internet Explorer desktop app.
Okay.
Alert. Notification bar text. Editable text.
So then I'll do our
Protected mode is turned off for...
Thank you.
Selection deleted.
Come on,
Alert.
Ninite. Come on, Ninite.
Editable text. Don't show this message again. Button. Page control. Security report.
No, get out of here.
Button. Search bar. Editing. Search. Application. File.
No.
Expanded.
I don't want
Menu
to.
item. Search bar. Editing.
Okay, so...
Backslash. Period. N. www. N. E. M. Internet Explorer dialog. Yes. Button.
Yes.
Alt. 9. Internet Explorer enhanced security configuration. Back.
Oh.
Button. Address bar. Address.
Come on, I just want to do...
Go. Enter your search here. Search suggestions will. Address bar.
Why do
Selection
I
deleted.
I hate these security
9.
boxes.
Install or update multiple apps at once.
Thank you.
Internet.
Thank you, Ninite.
Drag to taskbar to pin. Search bar. Editing. Tab. 9. Install or help. Link. Feedback. Link.
Okay, now we're
9 Pro.
here.
Sign into Pro. ninite.com/. More news. Link. Press. Link. Unchecked Chrome checkbox. Tooltip. Fast browser by Google 97.
Fine.
Space. Unchecked Opera checkbox. Tooltip. Unchecked Firefox checkbox.
Yeah.
Space. Unchecked Edge checkbox. Unchecked Discord checkbox. Tooltip. Home. Button. Alt plus Home. 9. Install or update multiple
what are you
apps.
doing?
Uncheck Discord checkbox.
Okay, good.
Favorites and tools bar. Toolbar.
It's not liking my
Space.
shift tab.
Internet Explorer enhanced. Notification. Don't.
What?
Page control. Refresh. Favorites and tab row. Table.
I hate this.
Of managing Internet Explorer enhanced security configuration.
No, get out of here.
Link. Call address bar. Address. Page control. Search bar. Editing.
I know.
Favorites and tools bar. Tab row. Selected. Table.
This
Effects
is literally
of
why
Internet
the first
Explorer
thing I
enhanced
did.
security configuration.
This is literally why the
Link.
first thing I did
Tooltip.
last time was put on
Effects of
Firefox,
Internet Explorer
and it let me.
managing
Oh.
Internet Explorer enhanced security
Did this open in
configuration.
another-
Link. Tooltip. Managing Internet Explorer.
Come on.
Narrator Quick Start. Internet Explorer enhanced security configuration is enabled.
No.
Application. File.
Disable.
Table. Managing Internet Explorer enhanced security config. Address bar. Favorites and tools bar. Tab row. Select table. Effects
Anything
of
I can do here.
managing Internet Explorer enhanced security
I think you were just
configuration.
trying to figure out how you got back there.
Because it popped up with another security alert. And then...
Address bar. Select. No item in view.
Come on.
Drag to taskbar to pin site. Tooltip.
Wow.
Security.
Alt-D, come on.
Application. File. Expanded.
Yeah, I was in Ninite.
D. W. Narrator Quick Start. W.
Okay, so we're going to try this one more time.
Start window. X. L. Internet Explorer. Desktop app. Alert. Notification bar text. Editable text. Protected mode is turned off for the internet zone. Don't show
Yes.
this message again. Button. Alt plus D. Turn on protected mode.
D, cool.
Button. Alt
Good.
plus T. Close. Button. Application. File. Expanded. Menu item. Menu.
So now I should be able to do Alt-D.
D. Address bar. Address
Thank
and
you.
search. Selection deleted. No item. 9. Install or update multiple apps at once. Internet
Good.
Explorer. Drag to taskbar. Search bar. At favorite tab row. 9. Help. Feedback. Link. Capital X.
Capital X.
9 Pro.
I was trying to see if it would let me do the shift.
Unchecked opera checkbox.
Oh.
Home. Button. Alt plus home. Address bar.
What?
Address. Tab row. Selected. 9.
It's jumping you around.
It's jumping you
around. That's crazy.
Unchecked
Yeah.
Discord check.
Okay, now I'm back in. I mean,
Home. Button. Alt plus home. Address bar. Address
Wonder
and
why it's
search
bouncing
using
you
around.
editing
Around.
HTTP.
we're getting Firefox.
Selection deleted.
If it'll let you, good luck. Good luck.
Download Firefox browser fast. Drag to taskbar to favorites and tools bar. Download Firefox browsers. Link. Products. Link. Home. Notification. Close. Address. Page control.
See, it's bouncing you around.
Security
Even there.
report.
Bouncing you around even there.
Yeah.
Innovation. Features. Link. Support. Link. Add-ons. Link. All languages. Link. Download Firefox. Link.
Okay, let's.
Download Firefox browser fast. Private and free from Mozilla. Selected. Download Firefox browser fast.
Yes.
Notification. Turn on close. Button. Address bar. Address. Page control.
Come on.
Tab row. Selected. Products. Link. Download in another language or for another operator.
Let's see if it lets me use.
Not on explorable text.
Okay, so I can use insert as a narrator modifier, I guess.
Not on explorable text.
Uh,
Mozilla Manifesto. Link.
maybe I just don't know narrator very well.
Home. Button. Favorites. Tab row. Select.
It was definitely
Download.
not this hard
Corporate
the first
blog.
time. Come on.
Home. Button. Alt plus home.
It's like the shift tab. Every time I press shift tab, it jumps me back to the address bar.
Well, don't press shift tab.
Address. Page control. Search. Favorite. Tab row. Download. Contact. Donate.
Literally, the easiest way to get
Firefox
Firefox is to go to midnight.
Button. Download
Check the box for
browser fast.
Firefox, and
Private
then hit Alt
and
G.
free
Hit
from
Alt G.
Mozilla. Contact. Link. Tooltip.
Okay, let's see. You're right. I should have been thinking about that.
Address bar. Selection deleted. /9.
You are right.
Install or update multiple apps at once. Page control.
Come on.
Favorites and tab row. 9 Pro. Link. ninite.com/more news. Link. 9 Pro. Press. Link. Unchecked Chrome. Unchecked Opera checkbox. Unchecked Firefox checkbox. Space.
We'll do Firefox and NVDA.
Unchecked Edge checkbox. 9. Install or update multiple apps at once.
Yes.
Unchecked Discord checkbox. Unchecked Skype checkbox. Unchecked Pigeon checkbox. Unchecked Thunderbird checkbox.
Is there a find
Tooltip.
function in narrator
Email
that I
reader
can
by
use
Mozilla
without scan mode?
9.5.0.
Yeah, but I don't think anything is going to work on IE.
Unchecked
so-
Trillion checkbox.
Okay.
Unchecked iTunes checkbox. Unchecked VLC
In fact,
checkbox.
narrator doesn't
Unchecked
work
AIMP
firewall in
checkbox.
Firefox either.
Unchecked Fubar 2000
Okay.
check. Unchecked Winamp checkbox. Unchecked Music B checkbox. Unchecked Audacity checkbox. Unchecked K-Lite Codex check. Unchecked
Just
GOM
looking for NVDA
checkbox.
here.
Tool. Unchecked Spotify checkbox. Unchecked CCCP check. Unchecked Media Monkey checkbox. Unchecked Handbrake checkbox. Unchecked Java. Adopt open. Unchecked
Thank you for
Java.
those who are still here.
Adopt open. Unchecked Java. Adopt.
Yeah, I think
Unchecked
Thomas.
.NET 4.8 checkbox. Unchecked .NET desktop run. Unchecked .NET desktop run. Unchecked
Looking
.NET
for
desktop
NVDA.
runtime X. Unchecked .NET desktop runtime 6. Unchecked Silverlight checkbox. Tooltip. Microsoft
the thing that's
Silverlight
frustrating is with Firefox
5.1.50.
and NVDA, it
Unchecked
is
Krita checkbox.
so much better than this.
Tooltip. Painting. Unchecked Blender checkbox. Unchecked paint.net
Narrator
checkbox.
will, but you have to be using Edge or Chrome browser.
View checkbox. Tooltip.
Oh,
Image
okay.
viewer 4.59. Unchecked XNU
That's
checkbox.
good.
Unchecked Inkscape checkbox.
No.
Unchecked Fast Stone checkbox. Unchecked
Oh, no,
Green
VDA.
Shot checkbox. Unchecked Cheer X checkbox. Unchecked Foxit Reader
I guess I should have
checkbox.
done-
Unchecked LibreOffice checkbox. Unchecked Sumatra PD. Unchecked LibreOffice space.
Even
Checked.
in like trying to go
Unchecked
through as fast
Sumatra
as I can, I'll
PD.
check that
Unchecked
one.
Qt PDF checkbox. Unchecked Open Office check.
Hey, let you
Unchecked
tab
Essential
that time.
Unchecked
Yeah.
Malwarebytes
I was going to
checkbox.
bounce you right back to the
Unchecked
home
Avast checkbox. Tooltip. Unchecked Average checkbox. Unchecked Spybit 2 checkbox. Unchecked
Yeah.
Avira checkbox.
I don't.
Unchecked SUPER Unchecked Qubit Torrent checkbox. Unchecked Dropbox checkbox. Unchecked Google Drive for desk. Unchecked OneDrive checkbox. Unchecked SugarSync checkbox.
Once we get to
Unchecked Evernote
NVDA.
checkbox. Unchecked Google Earth checkbox. Unchecked
And I'm
Steam
gonna punch this in
checkbox.
the meantime. Come
Unchecked KeyPass 2 checkbox. Unchecked Everything checkbox. Unchecked NV Access check.
Oh.
Unchecked Team Viewer 50. Unchecked NV Access check. Space. Checked.
All right, now we're gonna do Alt G.
Get your 9-night Firefox LibreOffice NVDA unattended silent installer and updater. Alert. Notification bar text. Editable text.
Now hit
Protected mode is
Alt-N.
turned off for the
Alt-N.
internet zone. Don't show this message again. Button. Alt plus D. Turn on protected mode. Button. Alt plus T. Close. Button.
What does it want? Protected mode.
Alt D is don't show this message again. So let me try that.
Address bar. Address and search
Except
using. Editing https colon slash
I guess
slash
it took me to the
ninite.com
address
slash
bar,
firefox
which
hyphen
makes sense,
libreoffice
it would.
hyphen nvidia. Alt plus D. Suggestions
Wow.
available.
Wow.
No, but I thought in the dialog box it wouldn't do that.
Well,
'Cause
that's
it
the
said-
idea.
it wanted
That's the
that.
idea, but
It wanted that access key.
No item in view.
Come on.
Drag to taskbar to pin. Page favorites and tools bar. 9-night Firefox LibreOffice. Help. Feedback. Link.
Let me...
9-night Pro. Link. Sign into Pro. Change apps. Link. Download installer. Link.
Look at
Value
moment of truth.
https colon slash. Security alert dialog. OK. Button. Your current security settings do not allow this file to be downloaded.
yeah.
That
So
is
there's
so
probably
weird to
you
me.
probably
Yeah,
go
so
have
there's
to go into
probably
security
Firefox
settings, security settings,
NVDA
downloads or
unattended
something,
silent
downloads or
installer and
something.
updater.
I just don't
Internet
understand why
Explorer
last
window.
time...
9-night Firefox LibreOffice
I can-
NVDA unattended silent installer and updater. Download installer.
Is this the same
Link.
server version
Value
or a newer
https
version?
colon
It's a
slash
newer
slash
one.
Yeah,
ninite.com
that's probably
slash
why.
firefox hyphen libreoffice hyphen nvidia slash ninite.exe
that's a problem.
tweet link 9-night Pro. Click here to learn more and get a trial.
I mean,
Link.
the way
Jobs.
around it
The
would
way
have
around
to
it
be
would
to
have
go
to be
into
to go
tools,
into Nine-night-
tools, and
Okay.
under options,
T. Delete internet options.
and figure out where
Figure
the
out
setting
where
is
the
setting
setting
allow
is.
downloads.
Internet
Okay.
options dialog.
Well, I can
To
do
create
that.
Probably under
Random line.
security or something.
Selected. General.
just-
Selected. Security tab item. 2 of 7. Select a zone to view or change security settings. Internet selected. Selection contains 4 items.
Do I need to do something in here?
Internet. 1 of 4.
I
Selected.
think these are just different areas or something. So I think he probably just tab. I'm not sure.
Unchecked enable protected mode. Requires restarting
Don't
Internet
want that.
Explorer. Checkbox. Alt plus P. Custom level. Button. Alt plus C. Default level. Button.
So you
Alt
might
plus
have to
D.
go into custom level.
Reset all zones to default level.
Oh.
Button.
No, I
Alt
don't.
plus OK. Button. Reset default level. Custom level. Button. Alt
Okay.
plus C. Security settings. Internet zone dialog. .NET framework. 1. Reset to. High. Default. Combo box. Collapsed. Alt plus R. Reset. Button. Alt plus E.
So I
Reset
think
to.
there's a tree there
.NET
somewhere.
framework.
There's a
1 of
what?
8.
There you go.
Expanded. Selected.
Now you can just
No.
use
Use
down arrow,
XAML.
find something,
One
some
of disable.
downloads,
One
maybe.
of 3. Enable. 2 of 3. Prompt, 3 of
That's what I'm
3.
doing.
XAML browser applications, 2
yeah,
of 3.
yeah.
Expanded, selected.
Am I doing this?
Disable,
Yeah, keep going down.
1
going
of
down.
3. Enable, 2 of 3. Prompt, 3 of 3.
I wish
Select
there was a better...
XPS documents, 3 of 3. Expanded, selected. Disable, 1 of 3. Enable, 2 of prompt, 3 of 3. .NET Framework Reliant Components, 2 of 8. Permissions for components with manifests, 1 of 3. Expand, disable, run disable, 1 of 3. Run components not signed
I'm
with
not sure what they would
authenticate.
even call it.
Disable,
What they would even
1
call
of
it.
3. Enable, prompt,
Okay.
3 of 3.
Could
Run
always
components
could
signed
always
with
enable
authenticate.
downloads Internet Explorer. Let me see.
Allow
Let me see.
previously
I was
unused.
thinking
Disable.
that. I didn't
Enable.
think this would be as
2
big
of
as
2.
it is.
Oh, Thomas
Select
thinks
Thomas
it should be
thinks
close to the bottom.
Oh. Okay. Am I close to the bottom?
Allow script lets. 3 of 13. Expanded.
I guess not.
Selected.
Uh,
Disable. 1 of 3. In
see, it would help
prompt.
if I knew
3
narrator
of
like
3.
at all.
Disable. 1 of 2. Enable. Binary and script behaviors. 5. Disable. Enable. Display video and animation on a web page that doesn't. Download signed active. Disable. 1 of. Enable. Disable. 1 of 3.
There's so many.
Enable. Recommended. 3 of 3. Download unsigned ActiveX controls. 8 of 13. Disable. Recommended. Enable. Prompt. 3 of 3. Initialize and script ActiveX controls not
Well,
marked
we are in the right
dialogue.
dialogue.
Disable.
Oh,
Recommended.
But I'm
Initialize
wondering
and script
if you can just
ActiveX
collapse the
controls
tree
not
collapse
marked
so that's hitting all those
disable.
hit left arrow
Select
to collapse,
Oh, yeah.
and then down arrow.
only allow approved domains to use ActiveX without prompt.
Yeah, that's better.
Disable. 1 of 2.
Collapse that one. Collapse that one.
Only allow approved domains to use ActiveX without prompt. 10 of 13. Extended. Selected.
Collapse again.
Left arrow. Yep.
Collapsed.
Now down arrow.
Run ActiveX controls and
Oh, I
plug
see.
in.
Left arrow.
Administrator approved. 1 of 4. Selected. Run ActiveX controls and collapsed. Selected. ActiveX controls and plugins. Allow ActiveX filtering.
No, get out of
1
here.
of 13. Expanded. Selected.
So it's not that.
Collapsed. ActiveX controls and plug. Allow ActiveX filtering. 1.
Come on.
ActiveX controls and
Collapse.
plug. Collapsed. So downloads. 4 of
Ooh,
8.
look at that.
Expanded.
Is that
Selected.
it, you think?
Yeah, probably.
File download. 1 of 2. Expanded.
download.
Selected. Disable. 1 of 2. Enable. 2 of 2.
Enable. Now I wonder how you activate enable.
Probably I hit enter, I'm guessing.
Disable.
I'm not sure.
1
Maybe
of
tab.
enable.
Tab.
2 of 2. Selected. Reset to. High. Default. Reset. Button. Alt plus E. OK. Button. Cancel. Enable. 2 of 2.
I don't know. Is there a space?
Selected.
Spacebar just to make sure. I don't know.
I mean, it said selected.
Oh, good. Hit enter. I don't know.
Internet options dialog. Custom level.
Hit
Button.
tab. Okay. Hit enter.
Select
Hit
the zone
enter.
to view or default. Reset all. OK.
I wonder if there's
Button.
an alt O. Wow.
Night Firefox LibreOffice NVDA
now find
unattended silent
download
installer and updater.
Yeah.
Click here to learn more and get a trial. Jobs. Link. About. Jobs. Link.
Hey, Shift tab's
Click
working
here
again.
to learn more and get a trial. Night Pro. Link. Night Pro's new web interface. Night Pro. Night Tweet. Link.
Come on.
Download install. Change apps. Link. Download installer.
Here
Link.
we go.
Value https : security alert dialog. OK. Button. Your current security settings do not allow this file to be downloaded. Night Firefox LibreOffice NVDA unattended silent installer and updater. Internet Explorer window. Night
so
Firefox
frustrating.
LibreOffice NVDA unattended silent.
Oh well.
What do I do? Do I just go back to running Windows 16? Or
Apparently. Well, what I would do is install. You have a Windows machine, right?
yeah. Get into it on Windows and just do it on there.
No. Well, you could, but I would actually just download because that thing can see USB devices, right? That are plugged in.
Yes.
So I would install a portable version of NVDA on a flash drive and install a portable version of I don't know. You can do Firefox or whatever, and then do the setup that way.
Oh, right. Okay. Alrighty then. Yeah, I can do that.
So I'd probably go about it that way and save yourself a bunch of headaches. I think that
I wasn't
whatever
anticipating it to be that, because when I did it on Windows Server, once I downloaded Firefox, everything.
I mean,
worked
Internet
like
Explorer is a dead product, and Narrator was never intended to work with it, and it always had issues with thinking that it was more secure than it was, so blocking stupid things and allowing other things. And
Fair enough.
there's a good reason why people use Edge and Chrome and Firefox and anything
No,
else
and I get it,
that's
and
these days.
I totally understand that, because
Which is kind of surprising to me why that thing that installed did not come pre-installed with Edge. Like, Internet Explorer is a dead thing anyway now. So it's kind of incredible to me that it didn't come installed with Edge.
Yeah.
It's really... Yeah.
Well, let me see.
Unless there was a checkbox that you had to check to set up a browser, but...
No.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. But yeah, if you have a flash drive, you could always set it up. You could just download Firefox from portableapps.com or whatever. Just download a portable Firefox and then create an NVDA portable copy.
Yeah, that's easy enough.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I can have that. I can do that. And
so stay tuned for part 3. Maybe we'll come back next week for part 3.
I'll at least do a demo of something with NVDA on in here, because that's the thing with getting these set up. Is like
Thomas says he thinks that you had to restart to get the settings changes. Start IE.
But,
yeah, I think
restart the computer.
No,
restart
IE.
the virtual machine. Yeah,
no,
I did.
IE.
I know, and I did.
No, not after you changed the setting. You didn't. Since you changed the download setting, you didn't.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well.
So yeah, there you go, guys. We're having fun here, but I think next week maybe we'll we'll just get a portable copy of NVDA Firefox, set it up on there. If you can't do that, then there are ways of. I mean, probably if the IE was restarted, then it might work. So I mean, if you're in a workplace trying to do this, there's probably you could probably restart it and it would work. But I mean, it just seems like a big bunch of fuckery. So.
No, the portable copy thing's gonna be easier, so I'll do that. And then...
Yep.
Alrighty then. Well, thanks for bearing with that, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for the show. Thomas and Gene were commenting, telling us that we need to hit space that time when we're trying to figure out how to enable it.
But
Thomas
but
says maybe part 5 coming. Yeah, maybe that's true.
Yeah. I mean, it said it was selected.
Yeah, so maybe part 5. So yeah, part 3 will be next week, and then who knows what trouble we'll run into. So then, yeah, maybe part 5.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody.
Yeah, we'll see you all next Thursday. Thank you, Kirt. Thanks, everyone else.
Yeah.
This has been a marathon. Hopefully you brought your popcorn. Share it out. Like it. Tweet it. Snack chap it. Thanks all, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Have a good one, everybody.